All right. So this week we'll be working with Lincoln Logs, which is a toy that was popular way back when. And what I've done is create a Lincoln Log. So you'll see over here we've got a short Lincoln Log, and then over here we've got a longer Lincoln Log. Okay. Now, what we're going to learn in this video is how to assemble them, and then how to use what's called a sub-assembly to repeat the pattern over and over and over to create a larger assembly. Because as you can see, it's a lot of logs, but if you can identify a pattern, you can stack things a little more quickly if you are stacking the same thing over and over. So the goal is to learn how to do not only an assembly, but use what's called a sub-assembly. So let's begin. All right, to begin making an assembly, lower left-hand corner will open up. I've already created some assemblies. To create a new one, hit the plus sign, create assembly. Okay, let's go ahead and bring in our first part. And I'm going to bring in the smaller piece, and I'm going to bring in several of those. Actually, I can just keep clicking. 2, 3, 4, and let's bring in a few longer pieces as well. So I'm just repeatedly clicking on those, and I hit the check mark. Now, if I zoom out, everything is stacked one on top of the other. So I'm going to pull these apart, double tap, click on the big group, pull it apart, double tap, click on the main group, push it down, double tap, go to the big group again, push it down, double tap, back to the main group. I'm just going to keep doing this until all my parts are separated, because right now they're just stacked one on top of the other. And I think at this point there's only one left. Well, maybe not. All right, at that point there's only one left. So let's go ahead and fix one of these logs in place. So I'm going to take this short one right here and put it close to the origin. Doesn't have to be at the origin. Double tap, and then that piece you can see on the left is the one that's highlighted. I'm going to hit fix. Okay, so that one cannot be moved at this point. If I click on it and try to drag it, it doesn't go anywhere. All right, let's rearrange these pieces a little bit. Let's look from the top, right? And let's just drag some stuff out of the way. Let's work with again, I'm double tapping every time I'm done dragging. And I'm just gonna drag and kind of get organized. All right, I got my long pieces and my short pieces. And let's look from the left view, and let's drag those. Double tap. Okay. And let's get these all approximately on the same plane. So let's bring these up level with each other. Okay, now we'll look from the top view. And I'm gonna move these into a little configuration so I can start assembling them. We can rotate by grabbing that circle right there. All right. Now when you assemble, you can also drag the square to move in 2 directions at the same time. Let's look in 3D. Okay, it's looking pretty good. 2 fingers on the screen to rotate like that. All right, I'm going to use the fastened mate connector. think about how I want to actually stack these. So I'm going to grab the center of that little flat piece, and I'm going to unlock my screen by clicking that orange circle in the upper right hand corner. I'm going to rotate, hold against the screen, and get the center of this flat space. Hit the check mark down here, and let's take a look at it. Okay, that's a good looking connection. That's how you would build these things. All right, let's go ahead and connect this piece right here. Let's drag it up and over, and let's connect it using the same type, the fastened mate. Hold down, get that flat square. If you let go, it restricts your choices of that flat square. Then you can grab the center. Again, unlock the screen, rotate, and get the bottom of that other piece. You can zoom out to make sure it looks good, unlock to rotate. Okay, now I think I've made a mistake here. Let's take a look. Yep, I've made a mistake in my assembly. To undo that, on the lower left-hand corner, I can see my mates. I can actually delete that second fasten mate. Let's click on that piece. Let's drag it down. It needs to be underneath. So let's try that again. Double tap. Grab my fastened mate. Get the top of that flat space. Unlock my screen. Get the bottom of the other piece. Check. That looks a lot better. Okay, now let's connect one of the longer pieces. Okay, let's bring a longer piece over. Let's look at it from the top. Rotate it. Double tap, and let's bring it up. Double tap. All right, let's drop this guy into place. Fasten mate. It's kind of hard. My angle's not too good. Let's rotate. Let's try that again. There you go. Unlock. Rotate. Check. Let's take a look. Cool. All right. So obviously we can keep going, but let's say we had this like a couple of walls that followed this pattern, right? And you wanted to stack this over and over and over. We could name this, like let's say this is the east wall of our building, all right? We can tap on assembly 3, hit rename, and I'm just gonna make up that name, east wall. Rename tab. Okay, so now I can keep stacking these on top of each other. I think I see a missing piece I'm going to need on the left side. So let's go ahead and add in one more. Let's add in one more piece down below. Yep, there needs to be a piece on the bottom there. Whoa. Whoa, sometimes you don't think it's where it is. So let's look from the top. It's always good to start from the top and get it in place. And then, once it's approximately in the right space from the top, then you can look from the side. So it's using the top view is really helpful. All right, let's get this piece connected on the bottom. Fasten mate. Grab the top of that guy. Unlock my screen. And the bottom of this guy right here. Check. All right, now each piece has something touching the bottom plane. All right, and I can stack these. So now we're gonna create a new assembly using this sub-assembly called east wall. So I hit the plus sign, create assembly. Now I'm starting with a blank space. I'm gonna drop in, I have to select assemblies. You can toggle back and forth between parts and assemblies. So my east wall assembly doesn't have a preview yet. That's fine. I drop it in. Okay. Now I notice these extra pieces off to the right that I forgot to delete. Let's go back to the east wall assembly and let's just delete those. So let's figure out what they are. So that was the one with the 6, delete. Then this is the one with the 5, delete. Notice I'm just tapping on the part and then I can see it highlighted on the left-hand side, and then I know which to delete because they don't have names. All right, so I've cleaned up my east wall. Now when I go into assembly 3, those pieces are gone. All right, I'm gonna fix my, maybe I can't fix it. I'm gonna start inserting more of those sub-assemblies. So I say east wall, I'm gonna bring in another one. I hit the check mark. Again, we can't see it because they're stacked in the exact same place, so I just tap and drag, and I can see I actually have 2 assemblies. But now I want to stack those assemblies, all right? So I just need to connect something that actually connects, and I'm going to, let's connect the top of this piece right here to the bottom of a piece going the other direction. Okay, that would be this guy right here. There's the bottom piece going the other direction. Hit the check mark, and then we get a nice stack. So notice that's a lot faster than repeating all the little assemblies, right? Because I've got a pattern. I can keep on adding new layers and build that wall super fast. Or if you wanted to, you could even name this east wall times 2, and then, you know, stack based on this pattern, and then your wall will grow even faster.